before we went over there, we really started to focus more on Israel's like history, like how they were founded after World War II, all the nations around them trying to obliterate them, the different wars they've been in, U.S. Interference over there for Israel, how we consider them an ally. You know, it was a lot of that. And then we also started focusing on like the culture, religious impact. So like we're talking about Jerusalem. Obviously that's a pretty big, it's where all three major religions are kind of centered right there. So yeah, it was really a lot of studying like older Bible verses and then a lot of studying like their early history. So back in like the 50s, 60s. And then we also studied kind of their language on our own. Like we ended up learning a couple of Hebrew words to take over there. I didn't know what to expect. I knew that it's going to be different. Like, I would say my one real expectation was the weather. They told us it's gonna be cold and it's gonna be rainy, and I like that weather. So I was okay with it. I didn't really have many I just knew that there's a lot of people groups in that tiny little sliver of land. So I didn't really know how they were all gonna interact, and they totally shocked me. They all get along great. My Israeli Adam, he's a lot like me. We're both, when I saw that his description was movies, music, etc., I was like, that's mine. Like, that's exactly something I would put, and we got along great. He joined because, actually, funnily enough, his sister went 5 years before us. And kind of a funny story, we went, sorry if I ramble, but we went to Trader Joe's because we were gonna carve pumpkins one of the nights that they were here. And we were at the checkout and he wanted olives because I guess they like that over there. That's something you don't ever think of. But we went to go get some and my mom told the cashier about the exchange, and when we got back, the cashier spoke like fluent Hebrew too, and she didn't like look Middle Eastern, I guess. So it was kind of shocking. We were like, whoa, what? How do you know that? And he was taken off guard. And she was like, oh, you go to Hakfar, right? And turns out that cashier had went the same trip as Adam's sister and had Adam's sister's like best friend. So they hung out a lot when they were in Oklahoma. So it was like small world. If I were to have an important takeaway, getting along with people you don't know is much easier than you think. That, you know, I knew nothing about Adam at all before he got here. And I mean, we're close now. We're good friends. Like over the summer, we're texting almost every day. Like it's so fascinating how everyone has like this kind of social anxiety of meeting new people. And now, once you do this, it's suddenly a little bit easier, and also just on a broad spectrum of kind of like humanity. We could get along if we really wanted to, because like going there and walking through the markets and going through Jerusalem and hearing there's like 5 different languages going on around you. Like I talked to one shop owner in Spanish a little bit. I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker, but I knew a little. There's Hebrew, there's Arabic. Like they do the Muslim call every, however often they do it, in Jerusalem. Like I hear German. One of Adam's friends was Siberian and Russian from the Ukraine. Like there's so many different cultures packed into this tiny little sliver of land, and they can somehow get along so well, like just fluidly. So it does give me a bit of hope that, hey, maybe we can learn a thing or two in the US.